everyone, Tina here. I hope your day is going wonderful. I'm so glad you're joining me for another 5 easy step card tutorial. Today we're doing some die cutting. We're going to do a little ink blending along with a little spritzing. And then we're going to make a spring card. Spring is in the air over here. The flowers are blooming. My pear tree has blossoms on it. I just love spring. And so this die set is super cute for our focal point, which is step number 1. My focal point, I'm using the Cozy Cluck die set. This is a spring felt stitch and create designed by Nicole Spohr, and she always makes the cutest stitched dies. Oh my gosh, they just melt my heart. Look how cute this is. We're not doing stitching or using felt. We're gonna cheat. And we're going to create a cute card with this and do a little faux stitching. So I have some colored cardstock here. We're going to jump in with step number 1, which is creating our focal point. Focal point is going to be this cute little cluck. And with the stitching dies, there's usually the front and back. I want to use the front because this way I know where to put the wing. So, and I chose some purple cardstock today. Usually I have a tendency for springtime go with pinks and yellows. We're going to go purple today. So I'm going to die cut out my bird with the lightest purple cardstock here, and then I have some darker purple. We're going to cut out the wings. Now the wing is layering. You layer the wing 3 times, and what I'm going to do is the front and the back I'm going to die cut out with a dark purple. The middle I'm going to use the same purple as the body. Okay, we'll cut this out, and then also we have the tail. I'm going to do, let's do the top layer of the tail with the dark purple, the back layer with the light purple, the little hair, the top piece of our little bird, we're going to use, I think we're going to use dark purple. We'll cut that out. And then there's a detail piece here. There's that detail piece. And we're going to take this and die cut this out with a different purple cardstock. And then with this cardstock, we're going to do some cutting. We're going to make some flowers to go with our bird. So I have a flower die set. This is the Vintage Florals die set. It creates some real pretty florals. And I'm going to die cut out some flowers with this. And then we're going to use this purple here too. And then I have the leaf that we're going to die cut out with some rainforest. I'll cut out several leaves here. And then we have the beak of a bird. I'm going to cut out with orange. This is going to cut out the eyes too, but I'm going to use a Copic marker and color in the eyes black, just so I don't have to cut it out with black cardstock too. We'll just color it in with the black marker. So I'm going to die cut everything. And then we're going to create a cute little bird. Everything is die cut out. Now we're going to assemble our bird first. First we'll do the wing, because then we can pop up this wing. And then what I'm going to do is layer everything first, and then we'll do faux stitching right over the top. And that's all there is to our wing. I'm going to go ahead and layer the tail feathers of our bird too. We're just going to add some glue behind here, and then we will tack this down. My faux stitching I'm going to do with a white gel pen. On the purple, the very light purple cardstock, I don't think you're going to be able to see it. So I'm just going to go over the dark purple areas that you can see. And that's all there is to this. I am going to put some foam tape behind here, and we're going to layer it on our bird. I'm going to layer this right over here. It's just coming together so cute. Okay, and then I will add a little glue at the bottom here. And we're just going to tuck the tail feathers underneath. And you know, I don't know if I'm going to use this piece or not. This piece goes here, but I don't know if I want to use this or not. So I'm going to hold off on putting that. I am going to add my little decorative pieces just by adding a little glue And then we will tack these down here. I'm going to add some dots of glue here. And then we will add our eyes. Just adorable. Now we're going to add some flowers. I am going to bring in some foam squares. I'm going to add a little dimension to my flowers. And we're just going to create 2 flowers that are layered together. Now, let me know in the comments if you have ever did this, because I do it all the time. But sometimes when I'm crafting, I will put my hand down on my die cut that I put a foam square on, like this, and then I'm looking everywhere for it, and then when I go to die cut another one, I realize that I haven't stuck to me. That is part of crafting, I suppose. I don't know how many times I've did that. Okay, so there, our flowers are done. That's all I'm going to do to the flowers. I am going to put another small foam square behind here. I wanted to balance out this little color on the neck with some flowers, so that's a great way to do that, is add a couple more flowers. I am going to do one more thing to my little chick's eyes. We're going to add some lashes, because lashes just bring out the girl in us, I suppose. And that's our little chickie. That's our focal point. We're going to move along to step number 2, which was creating our home panel to put our focal point on. For my home panel, we're going to go a little bit different today. I'm bringing in a die set from Spellbinders. This is the woven lattice texture die. It creates a woven pattern. I'm going to die cut this out with some fog cardstock. So I will do that, and I'll be right back. And that's going to be my home panel. I'm going to take my chickie, and I'm just going to offset it like this, just so a little bit's peeking out. And that's all I'm doing for my home panel. Next, we're going to move along to step number 3, which is creating our sentiment. And the flower die set that I used has a hello die in it, and it also has a shadow. I'm going to bring in some dark gray cardstock. I'm going to cut out my hello, and then I'll take a piece of vellum, and we're going to cut out our shadow. And that's my greeting. I didn't want to take away from my bird, so I chose a gray, but I am going to use some thin strips and pop this up, making sure my bird is right side up. I'm going to go ahead and adhere this in that woven section. And that's my greeting. Now we're going to move along to step number 4, which is our background. Now for my background, I have a white panel. This is smaller than my card base. I actually used the second from the largest of my precision layering A2 die set. This is set A. So it's going to leave me a little bit of a border on my card base. Let me show you. Okay, we're going to do some ink blending on here, and I'm going to bring in my oxide inks. I haven't used my oxide inks in a very long time. We're going to show them some love today. So I have Twisted Citron, and then I also have Mowed Lawn. First, I'm going to take Twisted Citron. Now ideally, for like the beautiful ink blend, you could use Bristol Smooth cardstock. I'm just using my regular cardstock. So the blending is probably not going to be as nice as a Bristol Smooth, because I'm only going to go halfway. But ideally, if you have Bristol Smooth, this would be the best cardstock to use with that. Lovely. And then I'll take my darker green. I'm going to add it to the very bottom. Now it's a little splotchy. Again, if you were to use Bristol, it would be splotchy like this. But really I'm not concerned because my focal point is huge and it's going to cover most of it. Just a little bit of the edges are going to be peeking out. But I'm also going to bring in some of my my Distress Spritz spray. I have peacock feathers and I also have fossilized amber. You want to make sure you spray these really good. And then while I shake, I'm going to bring in my box that I used to spray. Okay, first I'm going to spray my fossilized amber. And I'm going to go kind of far away because I want it light. And I think that looks gorgeous. And then I'm going to add a really light spray of my peacock feathers. And I'm just going to add it to the bottom section. Hopefully. We'll see where it goes. And I think that's great. Just the right amount. And it does add sparkle, which is so nice. And of course, our chick is large. So we're going to be making a landscape style card. We will just center this. And then I will take my bird and we're going to add this. I am going to add a little glue behind this piece. And we're going to add, we can't line this piece up with the top of the head, but I can add it to where just a little bit of it's peeking out. Just for a little extra color there. So that means I need to bring in my white gel pen and do a little extra faux stitching here. That's our background. Now we're going to move along to step number 5, which means it's time to embellish. And I have some Spellbinders gems. This is the crystal mix. And of course we're going to add some gems to our flower centers. We'll sparkle those up. And then on our little bird inside this section here, I'm going to add some teeny tiny gems. We're going to add a little sparkle to our necklace of our bird. We have a little, she's wearing some bling. Okay, and then I'm also going to bring in my glazing glue and I'm going to go over my little chickie's beak and also put a dot of glazing glue right over the eyes. That way they stand out too. And that is my card for today. Thanks so much for joining me. I wish you a lovely day and we'll see you soon. Bye-bye. Thanks so much for sticking with me to the end. I have 2 more videos that you guys might be interested here. If you guys are new and like the content that you see, click that subscribe button and also the notification bell. That way for future videos, be notified. Also, if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. It sure does help the channel. Have a wonderful day. We'll see you soon. Bye-bye.